And we are on. Good evening, everybody. Bob Zagami here with NERVDA and RVing in New England. And as you can see, we've got our regular co-host, John DePietro, with us, and our special guest tonight, Mike Perry with Dealer Resources Group. And he is indeed a resource. He's been around the industry for quite some time and knows all of us and the dealers and the manufacturers and the suppliers. Mike, welcome to the show.
Thank you, John, and thank you, Bob.
Okay. We don't have much local news. The only thing I could find out on the dealer sites today is there's a spring sale down at Arlington RV, and you might want to check out their new store. They've been doing some renovations in their store, parts and accessory store. And Vermont Country Campers has their leftover blowout sale. So that's up there, and we're all done with shows, but the dealers are planning some open houses here as we get into April is RV month in New England, and we're going to be announcing some contests, and we'll announce some special stuff in a little while. Mike, why don't you give them a little bit of your background and what you do, because you kind of work behind the scenes, but many of our viewers have seen you at open houses and shows in your support of the dealers. So give them a little flavor for what you do for a living.
Yeah, actually, they do see me everywhere. I mean, I've got people that come down to the Hershey show down in Pennsylvania all the way to different places in the country. So, yeah, what we do is we support the dealers and the suppliers, and we go around for our dealers when most of our vendors have new products, and we bring them around and introduce the dealers to the new products. We take those products to dealer open houses, so obviously the consumer can also see these new products. We help the dealers set new stores. If they're going to open up a new store, if they want to redo their store, we'll go in and help them reset their stores with new products, new shelving, whatever they want to do.
And you've been busy this week doing it for one of our dealers in Connecticut, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Setting up the new store for Campers Inn.
Campers Inn of Union. Yep.
So we got 3 states represented tonight. You're sitting in a hotel room in Connecticut. I'm sitting in a hotel room in San Antonio, Texas, and DePietro's sitting at his house in Worcester.
Lucky him.
The wonders of modern. But you know what, Bob? It's interesting that we're talking this way, because 5 years ago this would not even be possible. And the fact is that we can deliver really a broadcast quality, at least as far as content is concerned, show to people all over the world. And, you know, talk about the numbers, Bob. Last week, the show that we did with Chris.
Just checked it.
Amazing numbers.
On the air, we had 5,700 views on the show with Chris Doherty last week. And we had 5,200 views with Gordon Wilson and the RB Snap Pad the week before. Jerry Plant has joined us, and Jerry says open house majors May. Oh, okay, yeah. In May, majors will have an open house, and I know Seacoast RV has their open house on Mother's Day weekend. They do extremely well with that up in Saco, Maine. And Chris, good evening, Chris. Looking good, Mike. He must be in your fan club, Mike, not ours.
That must be Chris McDermott.
It is.
It is.
Yep, actually, Chris is going to be working at the new New Hampshire dealer over there, known as Vermont Country Campers. Well, it's going to be New Hampshire Country Campers.
Interesting.
Up in Epsom, New Hampshire. Another store to do.
Yep. So, John, you getting ready to take off finally?
I'll tell you, I am.
Prep. Huh?
You know, for about the last month and a half, we've been talking about the excitement of camping season. And 2 weeks ago, what's today, the 10th, 11th, 12th, whatever day it is, the 11th, on April 1st, we got the motorhome out of storage. But then we had to put it right back in another garage because it started snowing the next day. And then we figured, well, we can take it out the next day. Then we took it out to go get an inspection sticker, and then it was snowing that day. I'm looking out now. I don't see snow outside of our house right now. But I'll tell you, the anticipation's there, but it's so hard to get really psyched because it's so darn cold. And, but we're heading for Nashville tomorrow. This time tomorrow night, about 7:30 tomorrow night, we're heading out on the highway. I'm just going to drive as far as I can, and we'll probably end up in New Jersey somewhere or in Pennsylvania. and then bright and early on Friday morning, we start day one of a 2-day trip to Nashville, or 2 days to travel to Nashville. And I found out that as we're going through Bristol, Tennessee, it's the weekend of the NASCAR race. So we may just have a little bit of we may just pull over to the America's largest campground at Bristol, Tennessee, that particular weekend. So excited.
Now that you mentioned that, Reed Lamper from Scott's Recreation in Turner, Maine, is actually racing at Bristol this weekend. He's got a three race deal with JPR Racing, and he's in the K&N series at Bristol on Saturday. And he raced
the big race is Sunday.
Raced at Thompson Speedway last week in the Pro Series down there. So he's getting outside of his traditional home up at Beach Ridge, which he'll be racing at this year also. And he'll run the full season up there, but he's starting to get a little bit of exposure in with the big boys, and he's done really well. He finished fourth out in California, and no, he finished 10th. Kevin Harvick was actually in that race in California. Kevin Harvick finished fourth.
Yeah, technology too, Bob. One of our vendors, Fastway, is one of his sponsors. Fastway.
That's correct. Yeah, that's right. He's right on the back of the number 59 car. Yep.
Hey, Bob, I just want to say that anybody who's been involved with NASCAR knows the impact that RVing has on each other. Actually, the mutual impact that RVing has on NASCAR and the other way around. And at any given weekend from now to the end of November down in Homestead, Florida, America's largest campground is wherever NASCAR happens to plant their tent on that particular weekend. And you know what? I look at Bristol, Daytona, Charlotte, and Talladega as probably the 4 most unique tracks you'll see anywhere in the country. There's nothing that likes them, nothing like them, where basically Bristol is nothing more than a double football field. It's a half-mile track, and they fit 100,000 people around that. So figure Foxborough Stadium with a little bit bigger field and putting 40 more thousand people in it than for a Patriots game, and you kind of get the feel of what we're talking about. And there are some hardcore campers. There's some hardcore RVers that travel the circuit.
That's correct. Well, let's get into, we wanted Mike to come on tonight because he's got the newest products first when they come out, so his suppliers and the company. So he picked out 6 tonight that we want to talk about. So we're going to kind of shut up and let Mike go. But the first one that I want to bring up is the Winegard Connect system. And Mike, why don't you tell us a little bit about this and the nice features that it has for our RVers?
Yeah, Winegard came out with this product about a year or so ago, and it actually looked different. I mean, it had 3 antennas for the Wi-Fi only, and the Wi-Fi 4G had 5 antennas, and the antennas did stick up in the air. And obviously, as anything, Winegard always tries to improve on their product lines. So they came out with this product here, which is the Wi-Fi Connect 2.0. And the dimensions on the product now are 8 inches tall. It's 16 inches in diameter. It almost looks like a satellite. People first look at it, think it's a satellite dish, but it's really not.
It does look like that.
Yeah. It's a Wi-Fi unit inside. It only weighs 3.75 pounds, so it's really lightweight with everything inside of it. We make 2 variations of it. We make the Wi-Fi only, and we also make the Wi-Fi with 4G LTE. People that are in the campgrounds, the most thing that you hear from them is how bad or how weak their signals are in campgrounds. A lot of stories, I got to walk up to the office, sit on their porch to get any Wi-Fi signal at all, or
right.
Or even I can go up to the porch and I still don't get Wi-Fi. So I mean, it's pretty bad in a lot of campgrounds for Wi-Fi signal. But the Wi-Fi Connect 2.0 for people that are seasonal in campgrounds, it works great. And I mean, it operates where it will take a weak signal in through the antennas, and there are 3 antennas in the system. Once it brings that signal in, it goes to the router board. That router board has what they call MIMOs. There are 6 MIMOs built into the router, and the MIMOs are what amplifies the signal. It'll help to increase the signal on the Wi-Fi signal.
Hey, Mike.
I know Dave Majors. Yep.
I just wanted to say, I'm very impressed with how compact they've made that now. Would you? And you just gave those dimensions a moment ago. Could you restate those dimensions? Because I think a lot of people think that these would take up a lot of space, but they don't seem to be the case anymore.
No, and real estate up on the roofs are getting really, really maximized. You've got satellite antennas, you have TV antennas, you have radio antennas, you have Wi-Fi antennas, you have solar panels going on these things. So real estate up on the roofs are really getting smaller and smaller as they go. But again, like I said, it's 16 inches in diameter, which isn't really that big, and it's only 8 inches tall. So I mean, it's shorter than what your air conditioners are. I mean, most of your air conditioners are 10 to 13 inches tall. So
is a third party referral. Can you see that, Mike?
that's what I was just getting ready to say. Is Dave Majors from Majors RV Center? He went on his trip to Florida over the wintertime, and yeah, Dave was very impressed with how it operated. He said everywhere he went, he always had a Wi-Fi signal everywhere he went. So, but that's why I said those MIMOs, there's 6 MIMO antennas built onto the router board, and that's what amplifies the signal. So not only does it that, but it also allows the customer to use 6 different devices at the same time off of that system. But I mean,
so somebody could be watching.
2 parents and 4 kids, and they can all go to their own little corner.
That's it. That's it.
So, Bob, this kind of dispels the rumor about people who want to go camping to disconnect.
Right. Yeah. Then you'll have people complaining it only does 6 devices.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Exactly.
Is this something that's on the dealer's shelves now? Does Majors have them start?
Yep.
So it is.
They're on the dealer shelves now. Like I said, and we also make the 4G LTE. So you have 3 Wi-Fi antennas, and you have 2 data antennas, 4G LTE antennas. So if the customer is, traveling, you'd be surprised when I start explaining it in seminars is, when you're traveling down the road, John, you're probably going to stop where? At a Pilot truck stop, TA?
Yeah, probably a Flying J.
Or any one of those places. Fuel? Yeah. Again, you got free Wi-Fi there for the truck drivers that are out in the parking lot. And then as you're traveling down the road, most RVers that I see, campers there, Cracker Barrel, Bob Evans, McDonald's, Burger King's, rest area, restaurants, that's all free Wi-Fi again. So again, you're not going to use your data on your phone or anything like that. And then where I get a big chuckle is, and then you're going to stop at Walmart to restock your vehicle before you go to the campground that has the weak signal. So again, you're going to be in a Walmart parking lot and you're going to have free Wi-Fi. So people aren't going to be using as much data on their systems as they think when they're using this. Obviously, they can't use Wi-Fi only going down the road. But if they use the 4G LTE side of it for the people that do travel and they don't know if they're going to have good Wi-Fi service, or the other thing that this will do is if they have a weak Wi-Fi signal, by going through either their Verizon or AT&T store, or Weingart also sells the 4G LTE data. If you have a weak cell signal, say you got 2 bars, you want to run your phone system through the antennas, you can run your cell system through the antenna, and it'll probably bump it up to 3 or 4 bars. So you can actually take a weak cell signal and amplify it.
So something that you said that was very important, Mike, is that you are actually increasing the power of the free Wi-Fi system so that you don't spend your money on data plans.
Exactly.
So that's a real big feature. Quite honestly, I always thought that they came with their own data plans and boosting them, but being able to go around and boost everybody else's, that's a tremendous plus.
Yeah, I mean, it's a Wi-Fi extender is what it is. So yeah. If there's a Wi-Fi signal, within a mile or 2 of the antenna, it'll pick it up. I mean, the one that's probably going to be a couple miles down the road is going to be a weaker signal. But last October, I was at Major's Open House, and I had the first generation Wi-Fi out there. And I was actually connected to Bayview Campground, which is 1.25 miles down the street.
Yeah. I think I saw you down there.
Gary's got another question here that I don't understand. Mike, can you answer that one for him?
Yeah, it works just like your home. Again, you got a router in there, so when you're first setting up your system, you're going to create your own password, just like you would on your router at home. So now you're a totally secured network. So once you get to the campground, you connect in. Most campgrounds will give you their password for their Wi-Fi service. But every time you connect up to that, so if you're motorhome or travel trailer and you take off for the day, you come back, your devices will automatically reconnect back into the Wi-Fi without having to go through the setup again.
Okay, now special announcement. Through Mike's effort and working with WineGuard, they are donating the Wi-Fi version, right, Mike?
Yeah, the Wi-Fi only.
All right, we're going to be posting it probably tomorrow. We're just doing some background page setups for April is RV month in New England, and we are going to be awarding one of these units. I think the key this time is you're going to have to be signing up for our consumer newsletter in addition to being a fan on Facebook. But watch the Facebook page tomorrow or Friday, and we'll be posting a contest so that you can win one of these. What's the retail price on something, the one that you're donating, Mike?
The MSRP on the WineGuard Connect Wi-Fi only is around $199, $200.
Nice, very nice. And they'll be able to, and if you don't win the contest, you'll be able to get them at most of our dealers. Do you think most of the dealers are going to be stocking it?
Oh, we have a lot of dealers out there that are bringing this in. I mean, when WineGuard first brought the Wingman out, that was a snap-on to the antenna. Those things, you had a hard time finding them. And right now we are... these things are flying off the shelf. I mean,
okay. So anybody that has a question that's watching the show tonight or that watches it tomorrow and the weeks ahead, if you have a question as to where you can buy it, just put a comment on our page, and we'll get back to Mike and find out which dealers are stocking it. Because obviously, we want all of this business to be driven into our NERVDA dealers, parts, and accessory stores.
Yeah. Hey, Bob, we should also.
It's not stocking it. You might want to suggest.
Yeah, right. Go to them and ask them for it. If they don't, then hey, tell them where to get it, or tell them you're going somewhere else. But, Bob, we should also tell the people that are currently watching, if they should be so kind, to just hit the share button. If they're watching on a laptop, there's a share button down below, and if they're watching on their mobile device, like I am as well, just down in the bottom left, there's a share button there, and they can share it to other groups as well as individual friends that they have. But the way this show will grow is word of mouth. And what we want to do is provide you with the best content possible about any of your RVing questions. And I think, Mike, that you did a phenomenal job on that. I think we should probably move on to the next.
Yeah, now, Mike, do you want to play Russian roulette and I'll just pick from the slides of the products we're going to talk about? Or do you have one in mind that you'd like to talk about?
Yeah, actually, I have a couple right here in front of me. Some of the other ones I'm just going to...
Which ones so I can put up the slide first?
Yeah, put up the slide first, Bob. See if I got it in my hand.
Which one are we going to go to?
Wobbler.
Wobbler, okay. In comes the Wobbler. Okay.
The Wobbler. Packaged like this. The Wobblers are very neat product, and the dealers that have been stocking this are finding it to be really, really a good product for customers. What it basically does is it will let you know when your vehicle is level after you've been cranking down your jacks or you're pushing your buttons on your motorhomes for your jacks. But it's a two-piece product, so you have the mount, and then you have the item itself, the Wobbler, which this is magnetic, so if you have a metal-sided camper, you wouldn't have to secure it to it. You could actually just magnetize it right to the side of your camper. It does have 3 screws, so you can mount it. You can put it anywhere you want in your camper, cabinet, countertop, table. set it on the floor
Indoors.
of the entryway, but it goes
Indoors?
right in, snaps right in. Yeah, you want to keep it indoors. This product, the wobbler itself, you'd want to keep it, obviously dry and stuff. The mount doesn't really matter. But like I said, it snaps in magnetically. Turn it on, and then once you have it set, you're going to download the app, which the app is free. So instead of having to run up to your front of your trailer or carry around the level with you or whatever, like I said, this you just put inside the camper, and then you download the app, and the app will come on, as you can see up here on the screen. And then you're going to connect into the wobbler itself. And then once it connects in, you can see that you have the lines with the bubble there, which the table's pretty level. It's nice and green. But if you were to offset it, you can see it go to yellow. So dealers have found this really, really unique, because a lot of the dealers that go to these shows, their service techs are walking around with a level, walking around to each trailer trying to bring down the jacks and level off the system. Well, this right here, you just set it somewhere. You go around, crank your jacks down, or if you got, electric stabilizing jacks or anything like that, you just hold this in your hand as you're walking around the trailer, and it's going to tell you if you're off level, which way you got to bring it up or down, until it is level. I mean, I got one dealer that will walk around with the customers doing the demos, and the guy that has the demos, he has one of these in his little clipboard, and he shows the customer exactly how it works, and it's an instant sale.
Hey, Mike?
One of the other unique features that it has. Yep.
It also cuts down on having to yell to either your spouse or the person who's camping with you. A little more to the left, a little more to the right. And especially good if you're checking in late at night.
Are you speaking from experience, John?
Well, you know what? I'm happy. Exactly. I'm sure with a fifth wheel, these things are like gold. But we've got a small unit, and it's not really that much of an issue. But that looks like something that is very interesting, because your refrigerator many times is dependent upon having a level base, especially if you're going to be there for a week or a weekend.
Yep.
The older ones. What does something like that retail for, Mike?
It's got a $99 retail.
Okay.
But one of the unique features that it does have is this little feature right here, which when you're setting up your app, it's going to ask you which way is this pointing. Is it pointing up, down, forward, back, side? Again, you can put it anywhere, but it wants to calibrate to the end. So this little feature right here is how many times has somebody backed their vehicle up and hit the ball to the coupler of the trailer and bent that coupler. Quite a few.
Yeah.
So this will allow the customer to preset their hitch height, so the ball will go underneath without hitting the coupler. So as you're cranking up your jack, you can see the ball moving until it gets into that green part, and it tells you the hitch height is high enough, so when you're backing up your ball to your trailer, underneath the coupler, it won't hit.
Wow. So it's kind of like two different products in one.
Exactly. And I mean, RVIQ, RV Intelligence Company, I mean, Herb is the owner of the company, and he's come up with so many cool gadgets and features. And I mean, he has a product out there, it's called the JAS, which stands for Jack Awning and Slides. And anything that's got a motor, electric motor, whether it's an electric tongue jack, electric stabilizing jack, slide outs, awnings, anything that has an electric motor, they make a 5 amp and a 30 amp solenoid that you attach to the camper and attach it to that item, and you hit the in or out button. So he actually has a YouTube video that shows on a electric tongue jack where he's in his car looking in his backup camera, and as he's backing up, he's bringing that jack up so he can put the ball underneath the the trailer. And then once he gets it there, he brings it back down right onto his ball. So all he has
Just
to do
like
is
that.
go out and
he's
pop the ball.
a brilliant. I was listening to one of Greg Gerber's podcasts a couple of weeks ago. It was an older one, but where he had him on, and I had never heard of the I'd never heard of the company, and the guy's amazing. He just developed it out of need. It's like so many good inventions that he's a camper. He's lived this lifestyle, and he invents all this great stuff. So
Yeah. I mean, he's a retired, or as I call him, semi-retired now, guy and his wife that went out and bought a camper, and he's like, how come we don't have this, and how come they don't have that? And he just started brain going around, and what he came up.
Well, and Mike, that's readily available at a lot of the NERVDA dealers around New England, as far as you know.
Yep. They can get it. Any RV dealer can order the product. If they don't have it in stock, they can definitely get it within a day.
Yeah,
Right.
I'll post that podcast link too, so people can listen on that.
Yep.
All right, let's move along. Should I fool you, or do you want to call out what you want to talk about next, Mike?
Well, I know you guys had your show on about 3 weeks ago, where you were talking about pets and all that.
We did.
Bingo.
Yeah. Yep. You got the sippy pup.
Yep.
And this is the sippy pup, which is a non-spillable water dish or food dish. If you go on to the sippypup.com website, they actually have a video that shows this dog dish in use. And when I say in use, they actually show it sitting on the floor in the motorhome between the slide outs as they're going around corners. And they also have it on the bow of a boat going over wakes from another boat in front of them. So, and they also have another bowl right side by side to it.
Could you pour a beer into that and demonstrate it?
I didn't hear that, John. You broke up.
Could you pour a beer into that and demonstrate it?
If I had a beer.
I think we're on. Hey, funny thing is, I'm in Massachusetts, you're in Connecticut. We've got a delay, but Zagami and I don't have a delay, and he's in Texas. That's the funny thing. But you know what, everybody, I'm sure that everybody who travels with pets, and the statistics are varying, whether it's between 40% or 65% of people that travel with pets today. That's an issue with water spilling all over the place. In fact, I think it's Thor on a couple of their units have even built in dog dishes in the stairwells so that they don't have to be tripped on at night if you're running from the bedroom to the bathroom.
Yeah, that was the Ace, and several others have done that. Now, in fact, Bill Fennick, who was over at Thor, and prior to that with Damon, he's out of the RV industry now, and he's building pontoon boats. And I happened to see on one of their first models that they brought out, they took that same design of the pet dish and the dog feeding bowl and put it into the boat. And I don't know why did John drop himself off there. I'm going to see if I can get him back. I don't know if I did that, John, or did you do it?
I didn't do a thing.
Oh, okay, you disappeared. I did watch the video. We tried to get it up, but I haven't figured out how to do videos yet. But it was impressive because, like you said, they had a traditional dish next to the sippy pup. And, boy, it was the bow of the boat. That thing is going over the waves, and the motorhome running around the corner. Filled, yeah.
Hey, Bob, we're really advancing technology-wise, because now we've got live demo. And Mike was kind enough to bring, we got show and tell right on the show here.
That's it.
Okay.
So, right now we have a few.
I'm going
stocking the product. So.
I'm going to leave this one up to you, Mike. Rhonda has a question. Can you read that?
They make a sippy kitty.
Not yet. No, they don't make.
Why can't your kitty?
Mississippi pup.
Why can't your kitty drink out of the dog dish? Is there a conflict in your house between your cats and your dogs? Jerry Plant says I use a golf.
Oh, that was on the other one. That was on the way back with the wobbler.
Oh, the wall.
okay.
That was the wobbler. Yeah, the golf ball's got nothing to do with
and
the
Chris
dippy
is
cup.
right. The Ace was the first one that had the dog dishes.
Yeah.
Okay,
So Rhonda said yup, but we don't know what she means. What Rhonda, do you travel with both dog and cat, and the each of them have their separate dishes?
Yeah, sometimes she takes Joe with her too.
Yep. Yeah. Well, Joe, hey, you know what? Joe could drink out of it too.
Yeah.
You could fit a whole quart of Poland Spring water in that thing.
There you go.
Yeah, you can. But I mean, it has the the 4 rubberized bottoms, so that's what allows it not to slide around on the floor.
Interesting. You want to go back up on the roof, Mike?
With dish?
Actually, I'm gonna go one. We're gonna stay with the pet stuff here. We're gonna do that home minder.
Oh, okay. Then we'll do. Okay, let's do that. You can do that. That's a good point.
Bob, this is pretty good now when the guests are running the show.
That's right. Yeah, he just took
Well,
right.
might as well keep the segment going.
It was nice.
You guys did have everybody that night.
Right. It was nice. It was nice of you to let us join you tonight, Mike. Go ahead.
Talk about. Don't just put the picture up there. We have voice and sound.
You invited
voice and pictures.
So, anyways, this is the home minder. As you can see, it's a monitor. It's a motion sensor. This is actually the size of the unit itself. You can turn the light off. You can show it. But as you can see on the picture that's up there, it monitors the internal temperature, the internal humidity, outdoor temperature, outdoor humidity, time, date, all that stuff. But doing an open house at one of the dealers a few weeks ago, we actually had a customer that came to the dealer with a Trail Life magazine in his hand with the advertisement and said, "I want one of these." Reason why he wanted one of those is he explained to us later that last summer his AC had quit working while they were away doing their daily trip, and when they got back to the unit, their pets were in distress. And with this unit here, you can preset alert temperatures. So you can set it as high as you want or as low as you want. If the temperature goes below a certain temperature or above a certain temperature, it will send you an email alert stating the fact that the temperature has gone up. Mm-hmm. And you can, as you see to the right there on the phone, is you can actually download the app so you can actually see the pet right there. So that is a monitor system that has a camera on it. And if you always, most people's pets usually lay on the same couch or the same chair or wherever they're going to lay inside of a camper, and you can have that facing where that pet usually is, just to see. Mm-hmm. So it's a real cool.
The camera's available all the time, not just when you get an alert, right?
That's it.
The camera's all the time?
As long as you've got it on, the camera's on all the time.
Okay, good.
And when you look at your screen, once you download it, you're going to see a small picture of the inside of your camper. Right now, this is actually a picture of the company itself that has a camera inside, but it'll tell you what your temperature is, and it also tells you what the humidity is inside the vehicle. So, you can just look at your phone at a glance every once in a while if you want to, just to see what it looks like. And if you really want to see what your pets are doing, you can turn it on. As you can see, the company is down in Florida, unfortunately for us up here. But they've got it facing that palm tree so that you can actually see the thing swaying, shows the parking lot, and you can see any vehicles that will drive by or pedestrians that walk by.
Yeah.
But that's pretty amazing what it looks like. So,
Mike, tell us the name of that again.
It's called the Home Minder.
What's the retail on that?
Minder.
Retail's around $249.
Okay. So it actually becomes a little bit of a safety thing too, because if by chance somebody broke into your RV, they'd be on TV, right?
If you have that motion sensor set up, it will I mean, it's instant because once I set it up, I walked past the monitor and I mean, it instantly went right to my phone alerting me that there was motion going on in my house.
Interesting. Okay, let's. Should we go back to the roof now?
Oh, wait, Rhonda
What?
said you could put iced tea in that sippy, the dog thing. Iced tea in it, or like they do at the Chinese restaurants where they give you the big thing where everybody has the straws. What do they call those?
I don't know.
Those drinks at the Chinese restaurant where
I know what you're thinking of. I can't think of the name. Yeah.
Rhonda, you know those. Somebody will tell you. We got a number of viewers.
Yeah, I'm sure Rhonda will tell us. Yeah.
Those devices at the Chinese restaurants. So anyway, that was good, Rhonda.
All right, so let's.
The Bruins mustn't be playing tonight.
I don't know. The playoffs start tonight. Are the Bruins playing, Rhonda? Maybe it's early.
Scorpion Bowl. Scorpion Bowl.
See, I knew she would know the name.
Scorpion Bowl.
She gets 10 or 12 good Sam people all around it, sipping up all that adult beverage. All right, dish pay as you go. What is that, Mike?
Well, I mean, a lot of people nowadays are going with satellite systems, and when I'm doing seminars or I'm doing these bigger shows, obviously there's a lot of people that come to these things, and I'm going to say probably 85% of people that I talk with have satellites and they have Dish. Reason why they go with Dish is because it's a very easy company to be with as a customer. There's no contracts. You only pay for what you watch on a 30-day increment. They have plans from $34 on up to $99, depending on what kind of plan you want. But you only pay it every 30 days. So John's going away on a trip. If he goes away for a couple months, he pays the first month. Bill comes in, he pays the second month. With Dish Pay As You Go, you're allowed to turn the system on and off up to 3 times a year. So you can go away as many,
Okay.
turn it on and off up to 3 times a year.
And Jerry has a question that I believe relates to that. Which antenna to use, the Tailgater or Pathway 2? Is that related?
Well, yeah. I mean, for the Northeast people up here, the Pathway X2 by Weingard is the satellite that you're going to get the best chances of grabbing satellite. And the reason why I say that is 4 years ago, Dish shot a satellite up here for the East Coast. It's satellite 72.7. The Tailgater, even some of the other Weingard product antennas also run off of what we call Western Arc satellites. And satellite 129 on the Western Arc satellite is the lowest satellite in the sky. And up here in New England, it's very hard to get satellite 129. And John, you were talking about NASCAR. When they come up to New Hampshire and they have, other than an X2, they're usually having trouble getting that satellite 129 because satellite 129 has all your NASCAR events. So when Camping World was doing the NASCAR, I used to go up there and help them with the satellites, and we used to do at least a dozen, if not more, of the Pathway X2 up in that area. I mean, there's $500,000 motorhomes out there with a $300 antenna outside of it because their $5,000 satellite system can't get their satellite that they're looking for.
Wasn't working.
That sounds like a show unto itself that you could do one for us, Mike, next time we have you back, just talking about antennas and satellites. Looks like you got your encyclopedia of knowledge there in terms of this stuff. I didn't follow anything you said. Of course, I'm the least technical guy on here, so. But I'll take your word for it that the Pathway is the one to do it.
Bob, we could take a moment to tell our viewers that if they have a certain type of product that they'd like to hear more about and discussed on one of our shows, to just punch it in down in the comments, and we will find out who, maybe Mike carries that product, but we'll find out about it because not everybody is interested in the technology. There's some people that say, I go there because I want to just grab a book and a chaise lounge and not worry about TV. So there might be other things that they may have an interest in, whether it be security, whether it be energy conservation, whether it be keeping their batteries charged properly, or like I know the next thing we want to talk about is solar. But folks, just feel free to type down below in the comments what you want to hear more about, and we will find an expert and dedicate, at least find an answer to that question for you.
Okay. Yeah, and one thing to revert back to, John, is the fact of the WineGuard Connect, the Wi-Fi, is a lot of people, nowadays are trying to cut the cord, and they have Hulu or Roku or any of that stuff, and by having the Wi-Fi signal, they would be able to stream. So.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. That's the big topic these days with the new platforms that are out there.
Yep.
Okay,
and as Bob just put up the Go Power.
Yeah, we're running over again, but these shows are getting better and better, and our guests are doing a great job. So we'll run it close to 7:45. So, what about the Go Power solar?
Yep, as most of your manufacturers out there now that are making these campers are making them, solar ready. So Go Power is one of the companies that we rep for. Go Power was acquired by Valterra, which everybody pretty much knows the household name in this industry, Valterra, with their sewer hoses and chemicals and stuff, Pure Power. But they acquired Go Power Solar Company. It's a great company. I mean, it's a great product. If you're looking to keep your batteries charged on your camper, you want to do state parks, national forest, you got a truck camper in the back of your truck and you're going down doing some wake fishing down there on the Cape. You're out there on the ocean. You can't run generators out there. You can't have gasoline out in the generators. So another good way to keep your batteries charged while you're out there camping is with the solar systems. And a lot of units, like I said, are coming pre-wired now for solar. So they have everything from a 10-watt panel to a 1,020-watt system. So, go ahead, John.
Mike, on this particular unit here, how can someone tell how many panels they need? That's one question. And question two, I'm seeing more and more of these portable solar devices that you leave on the side of your unit. Could you talk about them? And does this company offer one of them?
Yeah, they actually have two different size portables on the systems. They have a 70 watt and they have a 120 watt panel. So you've got two different kinds. How the customer is going to tell what they're going to need for solar is by what they're going to use, how many do they have that they're going to be using, and for how long during the day are they going to use it for. So, I mean, if they're just looking to charge batteries, the portables will definitely keep the batteries charged. So when you come in at night, again, we'll go to NASCAR. NASCAR, most people usually have to turn off their generators by a certain time at night. And, everything goes dark. With these, you got the solar panels that are charging the batteries all day long. You go in. I mean, in the summertime, it's not bad. I mean, it gets dark, around 9 o'clock during the summertime. So you're going in or might be using the lights for 1 or 2 hours before you go to bed. If you had the solar panel on your batteries, you had a inverter, you wanted to watch TV, you'd still be able to watch TV plugged in through the inverter. And that's the one off there to your right, which is a big 2,000, it's the 2,000 watt. That one is to, for like a motorhome, if you want to run a bunch of stuff on your motorhome, but that would also connect in with the bigger panels. But the reason why people go with a lot of the portables, even though they might have a solar system on their roof, but when you're camping, not everybody's out in the desert. So we have pine trees and oak trees and all that stuff in these campgrounds, so they're not going to get a lot of sun. But if you set the solar panel out by the road with 25-foot extension plugged into the side of your camper, it's still getting sun and it's still going to be charging batteries.
Jerry, Mike, I'm sorry, how complicated is the installation so that you can utilize this? I know that, again, down at Majors, they show it a lot. How involved is that installation?
Well, you should have,
or the wiring, I should say.
Yeah, I mean, you should have a professional install the systems. I mean, Majors is a great company. I mean, Dave's got all the eight techs that work down there for him. They all have done at least one or two systems, if not 100 systems. But yeah, definitely have it done by a professional. It's a matter of running the wires. And with solar, with the Go Power solar panels, they're easy connections. So if you want to add a panel down the road, you see you need another one, you can actually add another panel, connect it into the system just with a plug. The portables, it doesn't matter what brand solar controllers that were installed, if it's a competitor's product, because Go Power makes all the different connections that'll connect on to a Furrion, a Go Power system. It's all Alex connectors. You've got battery clips. You've got wire connectors. So it has everything that you would need. Every connector that's out there comes with the portable, so you don't have to worry about buying an optional connector.
Can you speak to Jerry's formula here and put it into consumer terms, Mike?
Yeah, explain that. Explain that.
Well, let's see, roughly 100 watts solar per 100 watt. Yeah, okay, Jerry. That's one of your major guys down there. That's an amp hour of battery. So 100 watt solar panel to charge 100 amp hour of battery use. I mean, everything's got an amp.
We'll send everybody down.
How many cranking amps is your battery in your?
Yeah. We'll send everybody down to Jerry, and Jerry can explain it to them. Mike, this has been fantastic. I want to mention again, we will have the contest going up in the next day or two for the Wine Guard unit. And I want to now announce another one of your friends, Mike. The guys at Equalizer and Fastway, with the second week of our contest. And I'm giving you advance warning to our people. And by the way, everybody can enter the contest every week. So everybody that enters in week 1 for the Wine Guard is still eligible in week 2 for the Equalizer products. And in week 3, when we come up with our next product. So it's going to run for the 3 weeks, but they're going to give us 5 products. And maybe you can tell me what they are, Mike, because I'm not sure that I know all of them, but they're going to do a zip, a flip, a one-step, a fortress, and an equalizer hitch.
Sounds like a gymnastics show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Bob's breaking up a little bit, so I
okay, they're going to. I'll try it one more time, but we're going to spend more time on this next week because we're running out of time. But they're going to be donating a zip, a flip, a one-step, a fortress, and an equalizer. And we'll be posting those up on the website. But that's going to be the second week of our contest from our friends and our associate member at Equalizer. And they own Equalizer in Fastway, and Fastway's on the back of Reed Lanfeur's car, number 59, when you get up to Beach Ridge this summer. Mike, I thank you very much. I mean, we could do this, once a month.
I said that was you haven't passed.
Yeah. Any closing statements, Mike? Our dealers have these. You work with our dealers. I want to thank you very much for coming on tonight. Any closing statement?
No, I just again, like I said, anything that you saw here tonight, if you go to your local dealer and they don't have it, might want to ask them to get it for you.
Yep.
Because any dealer can order any of these products and have it within a day to you.
Yep. And John, you're off to Tennessee. So
I'm off to Nashville and Kentucky and via Bristol, Tennessee. But I do want to thank Mike for a very enlightening discussion on all these different products that make RVing easier and more fun and more convenient as well. So, Mike, thank you so much for that. I think, Bob, we also want to tell our viewers that to please share this with their friends, and we will be checking back for the next week or so on any comments that people put down that maybe put down when it's not on the live version, but it's on the replay version. And again, thank you so much for sharing. And Bob, even though I'll be in Kentucky next week, we will still do the show. That's the beauty of this particular.
Wherever we are, we're going to try to make this show every week, and we've done it since we started it because we have fun doing it. So we will sign off now, and we will see you next Wednesday at 7 o'clock. Mike, thanks again. It was a great show. Take care, everybody.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Bye, everybody.